Greetings, salutations. What's up, little baby? Hope all is well with you and yours. Let me make sure I find the mic. Wrong mic. I'll fix it during the introduction. So, anyways, here's the regular mic. Got a snowball. So, one's a snowball. The other ones are the wireless mics that I use for the games and stuff like that. So, but anyways, that's as much behind the curtain as you need to know for today. Hey, look, we got some new technology too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know where I put it. Got a microphone one. We trying to look official this year, man. But yeah, get it right, get it right, get it tight. Isn't that what I forgot the man's name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But old friends meet again. So talking about the FAMU NCCU game. Didn't get my invite out to the person. I needed to get it out in time. So it's just gonna be me. Which y'all know I do enough research on it. So and y'all already know what's up and what it's always gonna be. It's about to be Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
Again, greetings, salutations. Old friends and meet again. You can say they're friends. You can say they're not. How do you feel about it? I really not no type of way about it. But in here today, this is the game that was supposed to be the Celebration Bowl multiple times over, right? So FAMU versus NCCU is going to be the primary topic, but we also going to jump into some of this recruiting. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Camp Cozy has been all right. Been a lot going on with that. A lot of good times. But if you are feeling so inclined, don't forget Rattler Boosters. Still looking to, get ready. Going on if you want to be a 26, 27. Oh my gosh, 25, 26 Rattler. There we go. You can go ahead and sign in. You won't get your stuff till after next month. But go on and put that $100 to the side. Get it ready. You can scan the QR code, join the Rattler Boosters. They buy things like muscle milk. They do the cooling tent, cooling station, stuff like that. Little baby said, great to hear lots going on. I just want to know if we able to keep them all. We'll see. Also, catch St. Clair and myself. A lot of loosey-goosey. It was a lot of fun on this one, but catch that 6 o'clock Friday on Hallelujah 95. Good times. Ain't no cussing on that. So, we be acting right on the Lord's network. Also, if you are so inclined, we are still racing to 10K. So if you can get 5,000, we need you to give to the FAMU track team. But in particular, we do want to try to help Kurt Dawkins if possible, but all funds go to the track team. So scan the QR code there. He is our title athlete. And if we able to keep him and make some things shake, hey, we might be able to, make something work. So, but if you are so inclined, please donate. We not close as we need to be, but we close enough to make it a conversation. I talked to Coach Ellenwood a couple days ago, so we need your support on that end. So this is not something that goes in the Keys pockets. As y'all know, there's only one time a year when I ask you for money, and that's on my birthday. Any other time, it is what it is. If you're feeling froggy, you can donate. If not, just like, share, subscribe. We need 1,000 people. We got about 300. Appreciate all 300 of y'all. We need 600 and some more, about 690 more and we will be great. Also, appreciate the OBC. What's up, Kev? We did get our credentials sent in. Just needing to process them now. So appreciate those. Looking to be there. Before we get too far, though, the team coach for FAMU softball and Team Africa, Coach Beal. I see you, Coach. This ain't our first time, though. She has coached for Team Africa before. I told y'all right now, if I am anyone in the athletics office, I am working on the succession plan. Like, we know Coach Beal what it is. I'm just telling y'all, good coaches don't stay getting paid certain amounts for long. Somebody's going to come up and back up a truck. So you better enjoy these 2 years. Maybe Tree. Because somebody's going to try and back up a truck to the highest 7 hills. And they're going to make her an offer that's going to be very difficult to refuse. I just feel that in my spirit. I'm letting that sizzle in my spirit. Now, I am summoning my inner country Wayne with that one, right? So we're going to talk about the basketball offers in a minute. Y'all make sure, be vigilant. Watch what's going on. I ain't gonna say too much because I ain't gonna get overly political. All of a sudden, y'all gonna walk behind the governor and be like, I see woke people. And I refuse to go to sleep. I'm like, I'm sorry. I've seen some things, and even though my name's not Michelle, there's some things I just can't stand for. So, anyways, is she coaching players from the continent or African kids who grew up in the U.S.? Normally both. That's a great question, though. I don't have that answer, Kylan. But normally, you get a little bit of both. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get some African Americans on the team. But hey, you never know. Look, if you can play cricket, you can darn sure play baseball. I mean, it's a different swing action. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it past them. Never know. All right, so I don't get in trouble with Ronald and his friends. Let's move right along to what Charlie's doing. Coach Charlie Ward. Y'all already know. 220 Club is going to be a riot. It's going to be a fun time. I promise you. I'm about to take off one of them days just to be there. Because I got to hear one of the uncles say it. Coach Charlie, we need to see and we need to talk to you. What we're expecting this year. Well, the future looks bright so far. Look, shout out to whoever did this picture too, man. Look, I just had to fix it a little bit, but it wasn't bad. Ty Bell, 6'3". And from Matter Lakes, I'm glad y'all can't see what I can see, because y'all be like, what the what? But he's a 2028 prospect from Miami, 305 MIAO. Okay. Look, I will say this. Charlie is definitely in his recruiting showing his hand a bit. And I will tell you, what I see in his hand is that I know where the talent is, and I'll get multiple players from that same talent pool. And I'll keep recruiting them. Somebody gonna sign the FAMU at some point. I ain't mad at it though. Because, hey, 6'3" point guard. Hey, as long as he can dribble and distribute. Right now, I'm good. I don't necessarily need a point guard that has to dominate. But I like it. Also, I ain't gonna lie, he had the hardest picture out there. No Diddy. But Garang Cool, I think is how you say his last name. He is a 7'2" center from DME Academy in Daytona, 2027 kid. I ain't gonna hold you. You get 2 7'2" jokers with some cats that can score? Shoot. You might be a problem. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I see you, Charlie. Like, I see you. Like, go out there. Hey. And I also like that he's going for local talent. Like, to me, that's important. Like, is Daytona local? It's closer to New Jersey. It's closer to Philly and DC. And if you can get some of the players to stay in Tallahassee, I done told y'all about how I feel about FAMU basketball. Any FAMU Olympic sport, at this point, hey, if a player can come here and ball out and give me a good year and give me a SWAC championship and put some money in our pockets, hey, bro, we good. You come FAMU, transfer all you want. Once the money hits my pocket, it's clean. That's why with the Dawkins thing, that money don't come to my pockets. I got my friends from our NIL collective who are collecting. It's not a Fang exchange event, but it is something where they are helping. Because Keith tells y'all the truth. Once it hits my pockets, it's clean money. And it's summertime. So y'all know a brother's hustling. So right now, I don't want nothing to hit my pockets. Let it go to the people who are going to use it best. And we get checkups, we get conversations. And Coach Charlie, I've seen looks like, what is it, $30,000 for one of these teams we playing? I believe some of that money goes back to the players. It's amazing. And Query was a hell of a recruiter. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, hell of a coach. But all of a sudden, you start getting this revenue sharing, get some better players, some more good players. Now, this one, 5'11", also from Matter Lakes. Man, I did that twice. I don't know if I auto-corrected. So on my thing, it said Kate Lages, but I know it's supposed to be Lakes. He's 2027, but he's 5'11", point guard. I ain't gonna hold you. When it comes to being a point guard, I really don't care how tall you are. I don't necessarily need my point guard yamming on people. I just need my point guard to distribute, score, and be the floor general. And I think when you got a coach like Charlie Ward, I think that's what you're going to get. Now, I will say this, and appreciate you, Mr. Driscoll. You know, our FAMU SID, he reached out. I reached out to him. He hit me back up. He reached out first. And so I wanted to make sure that I set up that connection. We're going to try to get Coach Ward on the show. What's up, Gail? Because I do have questions, you know, and it's not like weird questions. I ask about philosophy, again, grew up FAMU and an FSU fan. So I grew up watching Charlie Ward play football and basketball. So I got questions, what we looking for, what kind of system we going to see. What can you tell a brother? What can't you tell a brother? But I will say recruiting-wise, I like what I'm seeing. Guards, centers, forwards, and it's not waiting till the last minute. Like, that was one of the things I remember growing up, and especially when we're talking this much about recruiting. I used to grind my gears, man. I know I was talking to my guys from the ONG Strike Zone, and I was like, we were just talking about recruiting. Y'all know how we do. You got the recruitniks, And so we were talking, and I was like, bruh, we used to hate growing up not knowing who FAMU was recruiting. And the only people I knew FAMU was recruiting would be like my friends. So it'd be like, dog, you went up there? Like, man, like, all right. But yeah, me and Marcus, we like this, man. I will say Brian and Kelvin and we close, but I tell you, the first time Marcus and I met, you would have not known we had never met. You'd have been like, oh, y'all just know each other. Like, oh yeah, man, that's my dog. But yeah, man. So FAMU basketball, I'm excited for it. I'll say this. Coming into the season, I don't have the same expectations I had last season. They finished about where I expected last season. I figured I had a lot of confidence in career coming in. I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew his credentials coming in. Charlie being new to this, I still want to see him formulate the rest of his team, but I think he raised the floor. I think that's a fair statement. I think we're talking about FAMU basketball. The floor has been raised. Not saying the lower players on the team were trash. Except for the preacher's son. He wasn't good. But the rest of the kids were solid. Like, yeah, and then we had a couple hit the portal that were walk-ons. Like, I'm telling you, Alex Andrews, man, I hope they find a way to keep that kid. Not just because, but just saying. Heinrich was a good move, and Uncle Charlie might be back in the tournament in a few straight years. I ain't gonna lie. Those hires, and I appreciate that, Kev. I like those hires he's making. Like, I like that you're hiring somebody to kind of come in there and be a little more of like your managing person. Because that was one of my questions with Charlie coming in. Was he going to be a CEO coach or was he going to be an X and O's coach? Because football wise, you really had more of a CEO coach. Like at that time, Bobby was still Bobby, but Bobby, he was a swag Bobby. He wasn't the Bobby we saw, running a fumble Rooski. But Pat Kennedy, oh, it was X and O's. Like that Florida State team was good, but you also had Charlie Ward, Bob Sir. You had a team that was like, you coach these boys up, they might make some noise. And there's a reason Pat Kennedy was on the short list of coaches that should have got a shot at FAMU. I'll say that 10 toes down. There was a lot of jabronis that got that job that Pat Kennedy could have coached circles around. And that's on Marvel. I had to get one in, and I wasn't being mean today. Look, I was nice. I was nice. Yeah, the ceiling wasn't elevated. You're not wrong about that. The floor, yes. The ceiling, and losing a guy like Milton Matthews, that hurts. And some of the guys, I think that Grambling team's gonna be good. And that's what, hey, look, baby, that's what we're here for. I love the fact you said can't escape truth. As the songwriter says, some of these N-words can't handle the truth. Her name just happens to be Truth Hurts. That girl could sing. I ain't gonna hold you. She was kind of fine too, though. All right, moving right along. SWAT Media Days. The guys from the ONG Strike Zone will be there. I will not. At a certain place, you don't need all of us there. Somebody got to stay home. So, and HBCU Digital doesn't cover the cost of flights. So we will be here, but they will be there. Catch them. They're going to go live. They're probably going to catch Colsey while they're there. I did not say or confirm that. You didn't hear that from me. But SWAT Media Days, Ashton Grable and Davian Westmoreland. Okay. I like that one, honestly, because you don't really have a quarterback. So Colsey's not tipping his hand to be like, who the quarterback going to be? Because y'all know Colsey he ain't the king of coach speak. That's still Willie Simmons. Willie Simmons is still the coach, the king of coach speak. Like Willie was good for like, coach, what's gonna happen? He's like, he wouldn't tell you. He kind of go around it when it came to that. But other stuff, Willie was honest. Like Willie wasn't misleading you on stuff. But I like this one. I love the fact that it's Ashton Grable. I'm a little partial to the defensive line because I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all been doing a lot with Cam Donald, and y'all been flashing him a lot right now. And so Cam has become one of my favorites. And Westmoreland's our defensive end, which I like this. Part of why I like it is because I think it sends that subtle message. The game is going to be won at the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's no stuff, Sherlock, right? But that kind of hints you at, okay, I'm going to send you one of my defensive ends and one of my linemen. And we just going to let you know what it's going to be. Like, I done already told y'all, I think this FAMU defensive and offensive line is going to be decent this year. I think Dr. Colsey learned something last year, and he didn't like everything he learned. That's just me. So, SWAT Media Days, let's go back to it. July 16th, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Look, ONG, y'all already know, if you need a back room producer, hit your cousin up. I will definitely produce from the friendly confines of Orlando. I don't really live in Orlando, but I'm close enough to Orlando to where I don't need to confirm and tell y'all where it is, because most of y'all don't know anyway. So it's just easier to say Orlando. I'm gonna drink his orange. I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid today. It's Czech soda. Don't judge me, judge your mama. Now, I ain't gonna lie, that blue Czech soda, do yourself a favor. Look, I got a cousin. My cousin Shannon, she already know. Her husband, that's he good for, y'all ain't gonna tell nobody. So I don't play with him. Stanley, no. Hey, cuz, so you don't say that. Nobody told you. The blue raspberry Czech soda, completely off topic. Fire. That thing, it smacks. If you like blue raspberry slushies, and look, for an adult tip, get it good and cold, and get you a clear spirit in there. Just saying. I ain't told you nothing though. You ain't heard that from Keith. But I'm just saying. My cup is safe these days. But now if it was some sweet tea in there, but orange soda, but the blue raspberry Czech soda, change your life. Back to recruiting. So look. All right, Cozy. Look, if you did know the football camp's been going on, you have not been reading the Tides Democrat. Gerald has been out there weathering the 90, 100-degree heat for the sake of you and I. And I've been watching and paying attention from the friendly confines of the house because they already know. Make sure you tag the fifth quarter FAMU, and then that way we'll retweet it, and then I'll do the stuff from the Fangs upside. But Bryson Glover, 6'3". I like the height already. He's a receiver / DN. And let's be honest, he's a receiver. 165. There's only so many Isaiah Lands. It's not going to keep happening. We not going to have that keep happening. But he's from Fort Myers High School, Fort Myers, Florida, 2026 prospect. Most of the kids are 26s. If they're 25, they should have been in college already ago. But so far, so solid. Like, I like the height. That's good enough for me. Like, I do have a link to his huddle, but you know how I do, man. Go look it up. It's all right. Like, you know, this next one, keep him home, Cozy. Keenan June, he is from Florida High. If you're not from Tallahassee, it's very confusing why Florida State calls their school Florida High. It's just a thing. But they are the Florida State University School. Just like FAMU DRS is the FAMU Developmental Research School. This is their teaching school. But he plays receiver and free safety, 6 foot 180. Florida High has been having some good talent. I'm just going to be honest with you. The past decade and a half, Florida High has been solid. Now, I can tell you this. Florida High in the 2000s built their legacy on somebody who worked for FAMU at the ticket office, Jason. I said it. Yes, when you go to the ticket office, that same Jason in the ticket office, did everything for Florida High except for sell popcorn on Marvel. I'm telling what. Look, go back, find the archives, WCTV, Friday night. It was like Jason was the only guy they had. And Jason was literally carrying Florida High for a long time. Then not long after him, you get Sims. Not Sims. What's my boy's name? Not my boy. He was on the show. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He used to play at Florida State. They only had like 3-4 good players. But I promise you, Jason from the ticket office played at Florida High and did everything. And then they got good. So another guy in the tradition right here. But yeah, when you see Jason ticket office, be like, you used to play Florida High. He might laugh and be like, who told you? Hangs up, guys. Like, that's my guy. Now this one, I need you some better pictures. I didn't like any of them, but I went with this one. Lorvins Bartholomew, 6'6", 310. Good Lord, that's a big man. Marnock High School, Coconut Creek, Florida. Okay. Look, I'm just glad I ain't got to feed him. Look, my boy ain't but 5'5" and eat like a horse. This right here, boy. Look, I'm just telling you, just take him to the cab. Let him have fun. You take him to the cab, take him to the weight room, and just keep it a rotation for a whole summer. I guarantee you'll be about 340. All the more reason for that budget to get raised. I'm just saying, we gotta find the money somewhere. I mean, under our new president, I'm looking for us to increase enrollment. You know, they about to change the stuff anyway, though. Make it less woke. This one right here, 6'3", 330. Now, asterisk, Jordan Davis. He's from MacArthur High out of Hollywood. He's an FIU commit. You already know how I feel about that. Like, I love you offering as many people as possible. If they are 3-star and above and they fit personality-wise, offer them. I don't care. But we're not gonna sit up here and be like, yeah, Willie got 5 and FAMU gonna get 4. No, we're gonna be real about this. He's an FIU commit. Unless some things change, we expect him to go to FIU or higher. If he attends FAMU, it's a win for the Rattlers. But right now, he's an FIU commit. Again, as Little Baby pointed out, you can't escape the truth. All right, this one right here. Look, Cozy, and look, I'm just saying, these Seminoles got something. Both these Seminoles, they like to go to one place and say, hey, we're going to recruit everybody in this place that's good. We're going to offer them. Because Charlie and Cozy are doing the same thing. This right here, another one from MacArthur, 6'4", 268. They list him as a tackle. He's from Hollywood. He's 2026. He's uncommitted right now. Okay, then. 268 as a tackle. All right. You get him a good fried chicken Friday or 3. He'll be pushing 280. Okay. I'm here for it. You know, normally a tackle's a little lighter, long arms. I'm feeling it. I'm here for it. And this one right here, I ain't gonna lie. Cardinal Newman. Yeah, I did this picture right. Because when I found it, I was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Ignacio Zulecia. 6'1", 260. He plays center and defensive tackle for Cardinal Newman in West Palm Beach. I like it though. Like I don't need the center to be 300 pounds. Is it a good thing if he is? Absolutely. Can you be an undersized center and be successful? Yes. Like, I'm just saying. Can you be a 260-pound defensive end as well? Yes. So either way, I like it. And he's a multi-sport athlete because the kid plays baseball. Like, okay. So you get out there. Now, what was this? I'm hoping you're a first baseman, not a catcher. You got to be a first base. Like, no, normally, yeah. Just saying. We're going to keep that there. And then you got your commitment. Jacob Judy, I believe he previously committed to Delaware State, but he's been around a few places. Another offensive lineman. Exactly. I told y'all, Cozy, no games played. Like, what you're not going to have happen is what happened against UNC and what happened at other times of the year where it's like, we run a little light on offensive line. Cozy's not having it. I'm just saying that's not happening here today. So it's cool to see for me. I like it. I hope you love it. I'm loving the depth here. So I'm about to get into the NCCU game, but quick recap. You already know, shameless plug. I'm getting nothing from this, but hey, I do get in the game for a decent for a nice little no fee. So tickets on sale for the OBC. Invesco OBC, new title sponsor, no longer Denny's, now Invesco. And they got another couple sponsors in there too. Can we get 25K? Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When it comes to the OBC, this is the trick for me. 30K. If you can get 30,000 fans at the OBC, it's worth it. If you're getting 15 or 20, it's not worth it. Like, so we know the Howard demographic may be a little light. I will say this. From somebody who's a football fan first, but who later moved to being one of those people who was going to the games because they want to have fun, you got to sell the party. Howard fans are suckers for a party. You got to sell the party. You can't just sell it as, MEAC rivalry, MEAC foes, da-da-da-da-da. Who cares? Where's the turn up? It's got to be a party. Like, there's only one thing we talk about when it comes to FAMU and homecoming. Howard, sorry. It's our homecomings. That's all we do. The only thing we're going to argue about is who got the better homecoming. Got to give you a homecoming atmosphere. That's what you got to do. If you want this to work, who's going to be the DJ performing out there? Is it Flo Rida? Is it Jermaine Dupri? Is it Rick Ross? Oh, like, who is it? You got to sell the party for the OBC. Can't sell the football game. Can't sell the pageantry. Doesn't work between these two teams. Not in Miami. You got to sell that. It's in Miami. You got to sell the party vibe. You got to sell it. Hey, get your Divine Nines. Get your OES. Masons. Look, get your peeps together. Have your little fans thing, because by that time, we're going to be almost tired of where the fans at. And have a little Western party. And hopefully by September, we're done with the fans. Yeah. I caught myself. Now, mention that game. I got FAMU winning 34-20. If you didn't already get it, y'all know I like to run back through it. Hold me accountable. The next week I got the Owls. That's just me. Sorry. 45-24. Now, against Albany State, I think they're going to look back. Inside family joke. 52-17. And for the Valley. Yeah. Down in the Valley where the games get. Yeah, this ain't the Pank. We about to come in there and take over. Yeah. This ain't the Pank. So, you in the A now, boy. FAMU North. We ain't got no time for the Pank. No, sir. We got reputable places over here that sell wings that people wants to buy. Y'all go get the wings. I've never been to those places. It's not my type of hype, as the song would say. All right, so but FAMU versus NCCU. Okay, I ain't gonna hold you. If NCCU wins this game, they tie the series at least going back to 2011. FAMU leads by one game because NCCU had a 3-game winning streak during that kind of lost decade in Tallahassee. Last time FAMU won, it was 2019, 28-17. Then 2018, FAMU applied B2A, 55-14. Whoa, them out. But that was because we had to get some get back. Because that was 3 years of NCCU winning 21-14. I almost said 27. Then 17-13 and 27-24. But before that, the Rattlers, 2012, 1-point win. And 2011, you escaped by, what's that, 21? So, again, going back to 2011, that's as far as my little resources went. I didn't take it too past that. Shout out to NCCU because their website is where I actually found the history. Otherwise, I was going to be going back through the FAMU website back in. I didn't feel like doing that. I started it and I was like, oops, I found something. Look at God. But last year they were 8-3. I ain't gonna hold y'all. This might be a high scoring game. This is one of those games you got to score. Because, and I'll say it like this: depending on who they played is what you got. Like, we kind of want to look at their offense a lot of times because we see the quarterback, see he looks a lot like Sunshine, and think he's just gonna throw the ball all over the field. They kind of balanced, but they score a lot of points. Like I'm just saying, I can see this being a battle of how dynamic our offense is. Look, you're not wrong. This is going to be the game where Coach Burris really shows what he's learned. I keep saying 2 games, but that's because I don't really count the Alabama A&M game like that. But I should. So you got 3 games on his belt as the OC, right? Was it 3? 2 in the possible? Yeah, 2 in the possible. Like, yeah, Florida Classic, Alabama A&M. Yeah. So, unfortunately, you need about 40 points if we're looking at the average. Now, with this one, though, the fun part of this one was looking at teams we both played. Like, because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about Norfolk. I caught it later. But at first, I was like, oh, Alabama State and who's the other team? South Carolina State. Yeah. Those are the first 2 off my head. And then I looked at their schedule like, oh, crap. We did open with Norfolk. Now, against Alabama State, again, common opponents, we were within 3 points of each other. But the big difference was that Alabama State was Alabama State in that game. They couldn't pass. Like, y'all watched the Celebration Bowl. Not Celebration Bowl. Orange Blossom Classic last year, actually. That game wasn't worth watching, especially once Andrew Body went down and we kind of knew it was over. And they just could not throw. Like, and that if you can't throw, if you can't play some semblance of balanced offense, normally you can't win. Like, normal. That's not the always, but the norm. Unless you're an offense that just has one side of the ball that's just so dominant. But in that game against comparable opponents, when you look at the Alabama State one, both teams, FAMU and Alabama State, North Carolina Central beat Alabama State. And in both games, the pass was horrendous. So, okay. Then I went to the Norfolk game because I ain't gonna lie, I went to the South Carolina State game next, but now this one, both teams got the dub. Now they beat Norfolk more handily than we did, but on the other side of that, do we really count that first Norfolk game last year? Like, we know who the offensive coordinator was. We was all scratching our heads. I'm just saying that game, you almost went for 300 yards. That's where we still had hope. Like, passing, rushing was about 100 and something. Like, but the defense was horrible that game. That's why we have those questions about can FAMU stop the run, right? Especially against the North Carolina Central, because they known for being physical, right? Like, I'm wondering if HBCU Nightly is going to be there. Like, I'm going to hit up Josh and see, And then the other common opponent, South Carolina State. This is where we differ. FAMU beat them. North Carolina Central lost to South Carolina State. But let's be honest. Those are two different South Carolina States. South Carolina State that played FAMU couldn't score touchdowns and couldn't finish. South Carolina State that beat North Carolina Central was on a roll. They had found their offense and they found their defense. That was the difference. South Carolina State did not let them run. They ran for 58 yards the whole game. Like, and EA says, listen, if we can't run the ball with authority on 3rd and 1 or 2 or stop the run with only 6 in the box, good special teams return game, it's going to be a long season. You ain't wrong. And honestly, that's what we're seeing against North Carolina Central is the teams that they lost 3 games last year, 8-3. Most of those games, but look at those run stats. Passing wasn't really a problem because honestly, against South Carolina State, I mean, it wasn't great. It was 200 yards. But they ran the ball 19 times for 58 yards. That's tough. And that's not an indictment on North Carolina Central. That's actually stating how good that South Carolina State team was. Like, that was a good team. Like, Jackson State exploited their flaws. But honestly, South Carolina State was over the SWAC last year, weren't they? They lost to everybody from the SWAC they played, right? I mean, FAMU beat them. Then Jackson State beat them. So they were over the SWAC, right? I mean, I'm not being petty. I'm not trying to be funny. I do know some good South Carolina State Bulldogs, but they couldn't beat the SWAC last year, right? Like, because that quarterback they had, bro, was atrocious in that Celebration Bowl. So when I'm looking at this one, though, the big thing right here, while we look at all the stats, is really the coaches. Like, let's be honest, Trey Oliver almost got this job. If it let some of y'all do the work, this was going to be Trey Oliver and the Rattlers. I'm just saying, like he was one of the names in there before, somebody's friend boy got involved and everybody revolted and said, we don't want them. And then, things kind of went on to the side of the mountain as they have. But Trey Oliver was top 3. Like, y'all remember that? And now it's him and Colsey. And let's be honest, Trey Oliver is easily, in the last decade, he's one of your top 5s. I think. I could be wrong. But if we're talking top 5 football coaches in HBCU football, in the past decade, Trey Oliver's in that top 5. If I had to sing it like Tank, top 5. Trey Oliver's in there. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. My top 5, Willie Simmons is in my top 5. Trey Oliver's in my top 5. Chennis Berry's in my top 5. Just layups right there at that point. I don't tell nobody from Jackson. If it's going for the past 10 years, TC's in there. Don't tell nobody though. I reluctantly would put Prime in there, but I'll put an asterisk on those teams. And it's not because they weren't good. It was because they were generational. Like, you just had better talent. Like, two players from that team got drafted. 3. I'm sorry, 3. One of them in the first round, right? So, was it? Yeah. 3 got drafted. Hunter, Shador. I might be missing somebody. Anyways, and how many from that team in the NFL? Honestly, go back and look at that first Celebration Bowl between FAMU and Jackson State. Not to get too far off topic, there's like 7 guys, 8 that in the NFL right now. Crazy. And over half of them play with FAMU. I'm just saying. You know, I'll just put that out there. But I think the game is going to come to the X's and O's as it always does. But that's got to be a story. The experience of Trey Oliver and what he's done at North Carolina Central and what he's established at North Carolina Central versus Colsey. You know, year 2 of the Colsey era. Him coming in after coming in kind of short notice and having a piecemeal a roster together and try to salvage whatever happened after the transfer portal, and to now have your own coaching staff, but still use some of that same sauce. Like, these teams are built different. Like, and that's not even that quote unquote, they're not like us. We're built different. It's not that. These teams are built different. Like, North Carolina Central builds their teams through recruiting and development. They might get a few transfers, but most of their teams are recruiting and player development. FAMU is very different. You set the floor with homegrown talent. You raise the ceiling by the transfer portal. That's the FAMU model. Like, FAMU and Jackson State have the same model. It's not rocket science. I could tell anybody, like, FAMU ain't Mike Norvell bad, but we ain't far off. Like, the basis of FAMU's roster are the high school talent that's been recruited and that has stayed there through attrition. That's normally your base and your floor and some of your junior and senior starters that have been in the program. Your junior and senior starters that have not been in the program are from the transfer portal for most times. Like, the last quarterback that started for FAMU that wasn't from the transfer portal was Junior Martovic. The last serviceable quarterback who was like an everyday starter that you didn't get from the transfer portal was Rashawn McKay. And Rashawn McKay is an outlier. Like, you get your Leon Campbells and everything else, but, you know, we talking about Curtis Pulley, Jaywan Sider, Oteeman Sampson. I mean, almost all of them, except for Quinn Gray. Sorry, I'm doing the list on purpose. Except for Quinn Gray, are transfers. Like, almost all of them. Like, FAMU builds, its program historically by getting its best players in the portal. So you have that contrast in styles. How does that affect your continuity on your team? Like, that locker room is different when you bring in new people in versus Nah, I've been with you for 4 years. I know you. What's up, HBCU band talk? Love here cussing already. Look, Brian gave y'all credit though, and I was mad at him. I felt like he slept on you. Y'all know my top 3 bands. It's 100, of course. But when they're cooking in Daytona, they top 3. The boom is back. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh. Did the human jukebox fall off? I'll ask that out loud. Asking for a friend. Don't judge me. Don't come at me. I'm asking. I'm not stating. Now, I tell you who did fall off. Gramblin's hot garbage. That band's trash. You can't walk to me and say with a straight face that's one of the best bands in the SWAC. I don't have them top 5 in the SWAC. That's just me personally. Like top 5 right now, since you up that band talk. I mean, like I said, FAMU. The last couple of years, I don't like their sound, but it's Jackson second. I'll probably go Cookman third, and Southern Alcorn. Them 2 right there. Valley's band they just be sounding like, yeah. They've been sus for 30 years. Gramblin's band has been trash for a long time. I ain't gonna lie. The best part of the Bayou Classic is always Southern University. Look, we ain't even gonna argue with that. Y'all already know. Like, that's my favorite drum corps in the SWAC. The best, oh my gosh. We're gonna get back to this football game. The best part of the Florida State Bethune-Cookman band football game, one was halftime where the Marching Chiefs was like, you got that. That was the best part of the game. The second best part was when they thought at Skull Session they was going to take on Sudden Impact, and Sudden Impact gave them that work. Oh my gosh. Go watch the YouTube video. Cookman cooked Florida State, gave them the work, and their own baseball stadium in their own session, and was over there just smiling and just wearing them out. Oh my gosh. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, there's a part of me that's seriously a band nerd, and I didn't play in the band. But oh my gosh. When I tell you, Cookman washed them that night. They've done it at UCF too, but I'll give UCF credit. UCF got cojones, because UCF is the only PWI band in the state that'll tune up on HBCU. And I'll stand on that. And that's one, I'll say it one more time. And that's on Marvel. Like, I'm telling you right now, play with them white folks you want to, and you will mess around, and you do not realize they are very heavily influenced by Bethune-Cookman University. And they will sit up there and play a song and sound just like Cookman. I'm just saying. Ooh, you petty, Chris. You know they got to get back on the bus. Don't do that. I love us. I love black people. I'm sorry. I'm a little woke. It's okay. Oh my goodness. Now for this one, NCCU, you can bring the band, but I don't need them here. I'm just saying, you can bring them. NCCU's band they're not bad. They're not great. Like, if we talking about in the MEAC, they top 3, but that's not saying a lot. Like, your competition is South Carolina State, who's iffy. Like, some years they're good, some years they're not. Like, some years South Carolina State will give you that work. Then other years, you just like, man, y'all could have stayed home. Norfolk is steady. Norfolk is steady. Yeah, you're right. You got that one. And then, do you put Norfolk up that high? I don't think Howard's band's that good. I'll be honest with you. Like that Celebration Bowl, they sound like hot garbage. They could have got one of them bands from. They could have got Dutchtown, Douglasville. They could have got one of them bands from Atlanta to play for them. Matter of fact, if you want to leave your band in Washington, D.C., you can go over there and get Miami Northwestern. They're going to do better than that. And it's going to cost you less. They'll probably play all your songs too. Yeah. I'm just saying, respectfully, you can leave their ass home. So I'm sorry, Mama. That's my one, but I really mean you could leave that Howard band at home because they wasn't near the Celebration Bowl. But for the NCCU game, you can bring the band. Now, this is going to be, if you're a FAMU fan, game-wise, I ain't gonna say this is the best one to go to. If you're a pure fan, if you're a fan and you need to see us win and you don't need and you have heart palpitations, this ain't a game for you. This is the game where you could lose. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, and that's why I hate I didn't catch Josh from HBCU Nightly. That was on me because I sent it out kind of late. I realized crap. I'm like, oh snap. And I sent it too late. But they forwarded it to him. So, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You might be like, hey, come on through, dog. I have to see what Burris' offense is. So for me, y'all can get mad at me. I'm gonna predict the L. I had to be honest with myself because y'all know normally I'm like, hey, it's still on. I'm still be pulling for FAMU. Like, I'm still pulling for FAM. But if I had to like take the glasses off and be honest with myself, North Carolina Central is the highest scoring offense in the MEAC. And I believe they're like the highest scoring offense in HBCU football. Somebody put it up there a couple weeks ago. I forgot who put it up there on the comment. If you're depending on scoring 40 points a game, it's not going to be a good season. This is a race to 35. And you're really depending on two things. You got to shut their run game down. You have to make it so that North Carolina Central is unbalanced. I almost said unbiased. But this is Keith trying to be unbiased. This team has to be they can't be balanced. Like, you have to make it such that they have to throw the ball. They have to be one-dimensional because while their quarterback can spin it, we've also seen where he's had some Musa moments where some days, you're like, all right. And other plays, you're like, who the hell are you throwing to? Like, I think by this time, we know what Burris' offense is. EA, you got me on the head. Look, that is my number. I think it's a race to 35 because if my question is, and I need to see it. And so this isn't just this is preseason. I've seen just what you've seen. I seen the videos. I seen him working out in the gym, getting it in. Everybody look good in t-shirts, underwear, no diddy. Like, but at the same point, I got to go back and look at the stats from last year, and that offensive coordinator is back. Now, you might have a little intel on the offense because you did bring some of their staff over. That may be a help. That's part of the tail of the tape, too. But I think if we're looking at this score, and you'll notice when they play comparable opponents, South Carolina State, they scored 21 points. Norfolk, they scored 37. Norfolk wasn't that good last year. Let's be honest. And then what was the one I missed? I'm missing. I said South Carolina State, said Norfolk, Alabama State. They scored 31 against Alabama State. So again, when I'm looking at comparable opponents, that gets me to about a 30-point average. We're depending on a team with an unproven, which we don't know the quarterback is. For the first time because last year there was a little bit of consternation. You know, I know I was Team Junior for a while, supporting my guy. You know, but once Daniel Richardson became the guy, I was like, yeah, he's the guy. I don't even have that. I can't tell you who the quarterback is. I know the running back gonna be. Oh yeah. I could tell you we gotta run offense. What's the run defense gonna look like? Like, little baby, that's what I'm saying. If I knew who the quarterback was, I ain't gonna hold you. If we found a way to have Daniel Richardson get extra year eligibility, I would be saying, fam, you're gonna win the SWAC championship. I'll walk up to anybody. I'll walk on their campus and say it. Yep, sure would. But the fact I don't know who the quarterback is, I seen just as much quarterback as you. Like, that's questions. When I'm doing an early preseason, haven't seen much, ain't you know what it's gonna be. I think for this game, though, for my score prediction, it's been tight except for that 55-pointer. Give me 28. It's gonna be a heartbreaker, y'all. Give me 28-27 NCCU. 1 point. I really hate to do that one too. And I even had to put in my little lines in CCU. All I know. well, look, 9 of our QBs, 3 of them ain't playing quarterback. Even your boy, even Coles was like, athletes. They can be really, really, really good. But somebody can be athlete. Like, y'all know Coach be saying really, really, really a lot. Like he Kevin Gates. I love it though. Like, I told you, I actually love Cozy, man. I do. I'm about to text him and invite him on again, but I got 28-27 largely because I don't know who the quarterback is for FAMU. I know who the quarterback is for NCCU. Like, they're gonna have that quarterback again, Walker, Texas Ranger. So we're gonna see what Walker looked like. I don't know if he's that great though. That's just me. Like, I really had high hopes on him last season. Granted, NCCU never let me down in picks last year. Like, I don't remember them really letting me down. I have to go back and look. But we don't know who the FAMU quarterback is. We know who the NCCU quarterback is. We know FAMU's run offense is going to be phenomenal. Like, on paper, FAMU's going to be able to run the ball on paper. Defensively, what you got? I need one more D tackle. One more. Like I said, I like the freshman from Jacksonville. I need one more D tackle, interior lineman. Linebacker wise, I'm comfortable. I ain't gonna lie. That's why, now the secondary, I told y'all that's my question. But what NCCU receivers look like? I think they normally solid. They normally good. But if I had to put a little coin on it, I would not be surprised as an upset and brag 28-27 NCCU. It hurts to say it, but I will reserve if FAMU's able to find their quarterback. You can throw it all out the window because we saw that was the difference last year. Like, a healthy Daniel Richardson was the difference between us winning and losing some games. And you combine that with what we've seen Burris provide as a play caller. I told y'all, in 2 games, he ain't shown me a lot. But in 2 games, he's shown something. I think the quarterback position is going to look better this year. I'll leave that there. So, again, if you're a diehard FAMU, October 11th, the weather ought to just be getting right. This game where you want to go out there and we might go to Top Flight after. we might hit the flight up, get some wings, and I've heard the wings are fire. So Gerald, look, I'm gonna text you. This might be our flight. This might be our flight game. I can't do it for Alcorn. I ain't doing flight for homecoming. No, matter of fact, I might take that Monday off. I'll tell y'all one thing about Keith. I don't take Fridays off because everybody takes Friday off. But Monday, I will take a Monday off because all y'all what Monday? Who takes off Mondays? People who don't mind going to work on Friday. Because it's the same amount of days. It's still a 3-day weekend. And the best part of it, Friday night, when I get in, I still get to party. Like, what are we talking about? Why we took the whole day off? No. You party all day Friday, party on Saturday, Sunday, go to church. And after church, eat you some food to recuperate. What you mean? Little babies, I'll take a Friday and Monday. Look. We all ain't that blessed. And look, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, none of this is a given right now. And I love that about this. Like, I love that about the preseason. You can kind of predict and say, hey, I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, it's cool. I'd like to be right, though. But in this case, I hope I'm wrong. I think it's going to be a really good game. Things going to be really physical. If you're a pure football fan, it's a great game to go to. But if you are, I can't handle a loss, not the one. Not the one. This is going to be a tough football home season, though. Like, Albany State shouldn't be tough. If Alabama State can pass, it's going to be interesting. NCCU should be the most balanced team that you see at that point of the season. Overall, the Mississippi schools are the most balanced teams, though. Like, Alcorn and Jackson State are going to be the most balanced teams. And I'll be honest, everybody except for Albany State need to bring their band. Like, NCCU, you can bring them, but Alabama State, bring them and the honeybees. Like, bring them. Alcorn, bring the band. I want to see that. I ain't gonna hold you. Like that, I've never seen them in person. And Jackson, I ain't gonna lie. If you've never seen Jackson State perform at Bragg, they always put on a good show. They always do. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, oppose a line to you. So for the NCCU game, I'm gonna say it one last time. I got 28-27. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. That would put us at 2 losses on the season at that point, right? First one at Bragg. Okay. If we're gonna be, because I'm old, I don't like sharing our field on homecoming because that's just me. I don't either. But I will say, when you schedule a team like Alcorn and their band is actually really good, I'm with that. Andrew Jackson probably won't come. They in Vegas the week before. I thought they were confirmed. I thought they confirmed that they were coming to Tallahassee. Man, those kids, that's a crazy band schedule. Andrew Jackson, you stupid. But honestly, this could be the most active band season at Bragg all season. Like the 100. Look, don't come with that. Don't be erudite this year. Like some years, the 100 be erudite. People be blowing at them. Peasants. I ain't gonna lie. That OBC, y'all pissed me off. Jackson over there blowing at y'all hard too, and y'all like, whatever. N word. Little baby said, ain't coming. Okay. Hey. I wouldn't be mad if all of them came this year. This would be the first year I've said that ever. Like some years, some schools will leave their bands, but even out Albany State, you can bring them. They ain't great, but you can bring them. Like, I'm solid with that. So, but yeah, y'all. So this is a game I really hope I'm wrong. I look forward to being there though. 28-27 is my final right now. But if we get a quarterback, we'll be tied. I'm telling you. I think that it's gonna be some fun. All right, y'all. We're gonna catch y'all Sunday. We're gonna see if we can get a special guest here. You know, we're gonna see if we get Mr. Kinsey to come on through because they got that race going to raise $50,000 for the I almost said tennis, the golf team. So, and they're close. Like when I say they are close, they are really close. So we're gonna see. If you haven't already done so, check your FAMU groups. I definitely will see about reposting the link. They are really close though to hitting that $50,000 mark. So the goal is close. The goal is near. Also, if you are feeling so inclined to support our track athletes and the track team, our title student athlete, featured student athlete, Kurt Dawkins. So on Kurt, we need you to support the race to $10,000. We are trying to support FAMU student athletes who are on the track team. I told y'all before, we have a conduit that is receiving the funds. So none of this money hits my pockets. None of this goes to my Cash App. None of it. So y'all know the Cash App is literally my name in very funny fashion. So none of this comes to me. This all goes directly to student athletes because that's what we do this for. We do this because I love FAMU and I hope you love FAMU too. And if not, it's all right. We'll warm up on you. All right, y'all. For everybody, HBCU Digital Network, we will see y'all Sunday. We're going to talk about that next game and get y'all ready. And hopefully we got some more recruiting to come, come on through. You already know what's up and what it's always going to be. Thanks up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how